Mr. Jim Estes. And yeah, we just immediately clicked. He has an awesome product. And it just so happens to be that he is an amazing closer. He's an author. He's been on podcasts. He knows Grant Cardone, all that good stuff. So yeah, we asked him to be on, share some wisdom. And yeah, he was kind enough to give us some of his time and share some of his wisdom. So please, Mr. Cina, take it away, my friend.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. And just for pronunciation, it's Cina, C-I-N-A. And if you put an H on it, you'll actually be in China, for the record. So welcome, everybody. Glad to be on the call. Those that are comfortable, if you turn your cameras on, that will really help me deliver to you better, because sometimes talking to a screen, looking at yourself, because right now all I can see is the little screen on the side with your faces, but that helps me know that I'm delivering my message with clarity, and I'm getting participation and everyone's understanding. So again, Anthony, thanks for having me on the call. We did meet at SolarCon. He immediately told me what he did, and I'm very familiar with Powur. I have some clients that are in Powur and love the solar industry. So all that being said, Anthony, with your permission, we'll get started. Yes?
Sir, take it away.
Yeah, and if you want to stay unmuted, Anthony, feel free, because
Yeah,
I might ask you some questions. And again, I like participation.
Perfect.
So I'm going to teach you how to do 3 things here on this webinar. How do you brand? How do you position? And how do you differentiate yourself at the first point of contact? I personally believe that in sales, the sale starts at hello. And in this next 30, 35, 40 minutes, I'm going to show you what I've done in my career as a sales professional. And you're going to see a lot of things about me. You're going to see some videos about me, but this is the only way that I can transfer to you what I've done in my life. So as you're watching this, this isn't about me. I want you to put yourself in place of me as I take you through this webinar. So here's a little video about me so you know who you're working with.
For the past 3 decades, Charlie Cina has worked in high-level sales environments, building sales teams and driving revenue. He has profited in industries such as software, construction, automotive, and numerous others. Through his entrepreneurial journey, he mastered the skill set that is very unique, and that is the art of presentation. As a result, he has been able to transfer his processes because they are all technique-driven and do not require talent. Charlie's expose and close marketing system has allowed him to sell into billion-dollar Las Vegas projects like the Wynn Resort, Palazzo Hotel, and Mandarin Oriental. He has also acquired and works with the top motivational speakers, sales trainers, and subject matter experts in the world, and personally consults them to create, deliver, and monetize their content online and offline worldwide. Please welcome Charlie Cina as he teaches you how to expose, close, and drive massive revenue.
So write this down. Video's king. People want to know who you are, what you do, and how you can help them. And as I take you through this webinar tonight, this webinar is built around a formula for sales. Whether you're doing a webinar for somebody, whether you're doing an in-home presentation, whether you're speaking from the stage, the formula is the same. And that is the introduction. So my objective with all of you today is to introduce myself, build rapport, gain credibility, identify a problem. What's the problem? Anthony told me you guys want to sell more solar. True? Raise your hand if that's what we're looking to do, right? And in addition to, when you identify the problem, you want to provide the solution. Who am I going to get solar from? I'm going to get it from Anthony, Jimmy, Mr. Wooten, whoever's on this call, right? That you are the solution to the problem. And then you have to show truth, authenticity, and proof to your customer that you can do it. And believe it or not, you're going to have to do that in 10 to 30 seconds at the first point of contact. That's what's going to help you increase your closing percentage and get more revenue, get more deals. Now, everybody, Anthony, in life says it takes money to make what?
Money.
Money. How many people believe that? Raise your hand. Okay. Does take money to make money. You got it right. But the reality is I've made money all my life because I had confidence, I had certainty, I had knowledge. And a lot of you on the call have the same. The thing is how do you master that knowledge that you have? How do you learn some new techniques, some new strategies, some new word tracks that will help you with clarity, connect with your client, convey your marketing message, and ultimately start a conversation that will convert and get them to buy solar. Now, I started my sales career 40 years ago selling papers in Buffalo, New York. I don't know if any of you are from back east or living back east right now, but Buffalo, New York is not a pleasant place, right? Humid in the summer, very cold in the winter, but I didn't realize it at the time, but that job, that first form of entrepreneurship helped me. It helped me overcome objections. It helped me build my confidence. It helped me deal with rejection. And I learned at an early age by knocking doors that the more I introduced, the more I produced. The more I introduced, the more I produced. The more doors I would knock, hey, do you want the paper? Some people would say yes, some people would say no, but I was always looking for that yes. I was looking for the gold and not the dirt. And when people said yes, great, I'd get more distribution. And then I'd go back once a week on Sunday nights to collect. That's really old school. I'm dating myself now, but I'd knock on the door, Mr. Jones collecting. It's $1.25. And I would hope Mr. Jones would give me the 75 cents, or maybe would even throw me a buck or two. And on a rare occasion, a guy would throw me $5 and it was like I hit the lottery, right? But I knew that. I knew that the more I introduced, the more I produced. Now, I came from a family of 4. The dapper guy there on the left is my dad. My mother was in the modeling business. That was my sister's first communion. She's there on the left. And that short, chubby kid right there in the plaid jacket, that's me. And I'm still a short, chubby kid mentally. And I love to wear, for those that know me, I love to wear plaid jackets. And Jimmy is saying he can't see the video. Is there anybody that's not seeing my screen right now? Can you see my screen? Everyone can see my screen. Jimmy, everyone can see my screen. That being said, say again?
It's a still, it's not a video.
Correct. So that being said, I watched my dad as an entrepreneur, 9th grade education, right? Made a ton of money. Entrepreneur, had clothing stores, had bars, had nightclubs, would come home with new Rolls Royces for my mom, for coats. When I was 8 years old, he said, "What do you want, son, for your birthday?" I said, "Dad, how about a pool?" He picked up the phone. 2 hours later, guy was putting in an in-ground pool in the shape of an 8 in my backyard. Then I watched it at 13 years old, all come crumbling down. Bad decisions, lost his businesses, lost his investments, lost his properties, and him and my mom ended up in divorce, lost his family. That, I think, is worse than death. I think divorce is worse than death personally, because it's never over. Even today at 55 years old, right, I'm still dealing with the repercussions of divorce. So that whole thing, watching my dad early age, having everything and then having nothing, developed a fear of not making enough money, fear of not being able to provide for myself, provide for my family, not being prepared for my retirement, right? Not being able to take a vacation. And even as a young adult, right, I take a vacation and then I would worry about the credit card and the money that I missed because I was on vacation. How many people could relate to that? So not being able to make it through the month was always a question early in life for me. But then I met some mentors and I learned a skill, right? I learned how to sell. I learned how to persuade. And as I got older and really dug deep and studied with what I'll call masters, I learned the art of presentation. So write this down. It's not about selling, it's about presenting. It's not about selling, it's about connecting. It's about conveying your marketing message and having a conversation that will convert into a revenue relationship. Now take a look up at the screen. How many people recognize those names, those logos? Look familiar? the Palazzo Hotel, Barrett Jackson Auto Auction, Pepsi, the Wynn Resort, Mandarin Oriental, Discovery Channel, Venetian Hotel, MGM Hotel. All those companies have one thing in common. I've either acquired them as clients, collaborated with them, or in some way, shape, or form did some marketing deal with them. And I did it through the tips, strategies, and techniques that I'm going to share with you on this webinar tonight. Now, from upper left to right, I'd like to see a raise of hands. How many know who Les Brown is? Motivational speaker, right? One of the top in his field. John Taffer from the show about Bar Rescue. Anybody know him? Eric Thomas is there on the right, the hip hop preacher. To the lower right, it's Apollo Ono, 8-time medalist, Olympic medalist in 2012 for speed skating. Chris and Larissa Noggle had a show on HGTV. And then on the left there is Buddy Velastro, the cake boss. Anyone seen him? All these people have one thing in common. Me, but not me from an ego standpoint. I'm sharing with you, I was able to acquire these people as clients with the techniques and strategies that I'm going to transfer to you on this call, right? They don't require skill, they're transferable. And I'm going to share with you how I got them as clients. Now, people say to me all the time, Charlie, how do you do it? Write this down. How do you attract, convert, leverage, and retain? Because that's the business that you're in. Would you agree? How many people would agree that you need to attract high-level prospects, convert them into clients, they buy solar, then you need to leverage that relationship. We all want referrals, correct? And then we want to retain that client long-term. So you guys in the direct sales business, and I believe there's organic opportunities everywhere. And I want to teach all of you, how do you create a revenue relationship by capitalizing on organic opportunities that are right in front of you every day. You're at a networking event, you're at your kid's ball game, you're at church, whatever it is, every single person potentially that owns a home or that owns a business and essentially can fog a mirror needs solar. So step one, I want to teach you how to master the art of presentation. And to master the art of the presentation, step one is the introduction. Right? The art of human connection. Write that down. That's the business that you're in. You need to master the art of human connection. You've heard the term, Anthony, you had me at what?
Had me at hello.
You had me at hello. How many people have heard that term? Raise your hand. Okay. Simple concept, but it's true. Right? You never get a chance, second chance to make a first impression. Absolutely, positively true. So when you present, you're presenting your knowledge. I'm going to teach you how to present yourself in a way that's unforgettable at the first point of contact. When you position yourself, you're positioning yourself through your messaging. And when you profit, you don't profit by closing a deal. You profit by solidifying and engaging in a new relationship. Okay, just so happens that when Anthony and I were talking, he said he was from Fresno. And I said, oh, I got a buddy of mine from Fresno, great friend. He said, who is he? I said, Jim Estes. And he chuckled. He goes, oh, Jim's with Powur. I go, no kidding. Oh, great. You're with Jim. I met Jim in 2004, I think, when Jim called me up to his condo here at Turnberry Towers. And he needed his floor leveled out. He needed his floor sound control. That's how I met Jim. Jim was a consummate sales professional. And Jim, I have to say it, Jim told me I was too expensive, to which I replied, compared to what? Next thing you know, we shook hands, we had a deal, we've been friends ever since. So what role does the relationship play in your long-term success? What role do relationships play in your long-term success with your clients? And what role does the relationship play in your long-term success with the people that you're recruiting into your business? Now understand something, write this down. You do two things with Powur. One, you may be wanting to recruit, train, and retain high-level distributors. And Anthony, what term do they use in Powur? Are you market partners? What term do you use?
I mean, we just recruit sellers.
But what's your title within Powur?
I'm a mentor.
Okay, so you're mentors, right? So you're looking to recruit, though, other people into the business, right? Other people that you want to bring people in as mentors. That's one. Then number two, you want to go out and sell people solar for their homes. So relationships are key, and that's really what you're closing on. Now, you need to have your Powur presentation down. So when someone says, what do you do, right? 10 seconds or less, you need to say who you are, what you offer, and how it benefits them. Who you are, what you offer, and how does it benefit them? Now, the person on your screen, his name is Lester. I met Lester about 3 years ago when I was at Grant Cardone's 10X conference. Now, again, if you were on the call early on, you might have heard Anthony say that I've known Grant since 2012, know all his people. So when I went to the event and they saw me at the back of the line, all of his guys were waving me up. It was a ton of people. I didn't even want to fight the crowd. I said, no worries, guys. I'm yelling. I'm good. I'll get a cup of coffee. I go to Starbucks. I sit down. This gentleman sits down with his 12-month-old baby boy, and I could have ignored him. That would have been a big mistake. So I reached out and I said, hi, my name's Charlie. What's your name? You want a $1 billion question? Write that down. That's a $1 billion question. Hi, my name is, what's your name? He said, my name's Lester. I said, Lester, nice to meet you. What do you do? He said, well, I'm a speaker, trainer, and consultant. I said, that's awesome. He said, Charlie, what do you do? I said, I empower speakers, trainers, and subject matter experts like you, Lester, to monetize your content online and offline, guaranteed through my 3-step process. He goes, wow, what's your 3-step process? I said, well, I'll teach you how to present yourself in a way that's unforgettable, the first point of contact, position yourself where you become the only logical choice in your space. And then I'll teach you how to profit by acquiring high-level prospects, converting them into high-level clients, and I'll teach you how to nurture those clients to get repeat and referral business. He said, well, I'm interested. Can you show me how I do that? I flipped open my laptop. I gave him a demonstration of the Lightspeed VT platform. One of my businesses is I help companies and mentors like Tony Robbins and Les Brown create online training platforms. So I showed Lester the Lightspeed platform. He said, I want it, took out his credit card and gave me a $5,000 deposit on the spot in less than 30 minutes. I said, Lester, will you do me a favor? Do you mind if I take out my phone and get a quick testimonial of what you and I just engaged in? He said, Charlie, it would be my pleasure. This is Lester.
Hi, my name is Lester Thornhill. Just met Charlie. Amazing gentleman. Just stuck out his hand and said, hey, what's your name? And I said, my name is Lester. I'm here at Mandolin Bay with my son. And within the matter of seconds, we built a relationship that will benefit both of our lives. Charlie now is, I can consider him a friend. He met my wife, he met my son. Yes. And now I believe we're gonna have a long-term relationship because I'll expose him to millions of people in my organization. And also he'll help me, teach me of how to build my company and expand my growth and my reach. So Charlie, I want to say thank you. You're awesome. I've never thought I would have met someone in 30 seconds and change the course of my life and change the course of my business forever. Thank you.
How many seconds, Anthony?
30 seconds.
So what did I say at the beginning of the call? You had to brand position and differentiate yourself at the first point of contact. This is called social proof. Now, Anthony, do you think I wrote a script and had Lester read that?
Nope.
Yeah, that was the first take. Why? Because I pre-framed him. Okay, I told him exactly who I was, what I do, how I can help him. I told him about my 3-step process. Okay, and then when I took him through the demonstration of how I can help him solve my problem, of how I can help him solve his problem or reach his objective, when I asked him for the testimonial, he just recited what he just experienced. Does that make sense to everybody?
Yes.
Okay, these are your $1 million messengers, and you should be getting video
Hi, my name is
testimonials from your $1 million messengers. Now write this down. If you want to master the art of human connection, you must craft an attention-grabbing introduction that you can use at any given moment, any given second, on a plane, on a train, in an elevator. I've closed deals in bathrooms. My wife says, don't tell people that, it sounds weird. I said, but it's true. So there's opportunities everywhere. Now, how do you position yourself? Well, you position yourself through the power of words. You become a wordsmith. Write that down. You need to become a wordsmith. Words are verbal code. Okay, words are things. And the reality is that words trigger pictures, which trigger emotions, which lead to action steps. Words trigger pictures, which trigger emotions, which leads to action steps. And when you can say the right words that trigger the right pictures, that trigger the right emotions, people will want what you have versus you having to convince them that you have what they need. Does that make sense to everybody? So here's 9 words with a question mark. What will you change in order to break through? And I'm going to go through this pretty quickly because I want to be a good steward of everyone's time. What will you change in order to break through? But if I leave a word out, change the punctuation, switch the words, the order of the words, everything changes. So, will you change in order to break through? You change in order to break through. You change in order to break through. It's not a question, it becomes a statement. But again, you can ask it like a question. Is everyone with me?
Yes, sir.
Change in order to break through. In order to break through, what will you change? To break through, will you change? You change in order to break through what? Change in order to break through. Will you? Will you break through in order to change? So, point I'm trying to impress upon everyone here is you need to be good with your words, and your words need to trigger a picture, which triggers emotions, which lead to action steps. And when you can get good at presenting and you're helping your clients or prospects, I should say, connect the dots, you will absolutely, positively convert at a higher level. Is that making sense to everybody? If I'm making sense so far, please give me a hand raise or touch your nose or let me know that I'm headed in the right direction here. All right, now when I ask people what they do, I'll speak at a conference, I won't wear a lanyard. I'll be on the elevator, I'll go into a restaurant, coffee shop, coming up the escalator, I talk to everybody, and if they have a lanyard on and I know they're at the conference, I'll say, hey, what do you do? People will tell me, oh, I sell insurance. And I tell them, no, you don't. Okay, insurance is the industry that you're in. Insurance salesperson or sales professional is a title that's on your business card. But that's not what you do. You empower people to protect their businesses, families, and their most precious assets, the things that they love most, and save them money in the process. Somebody says, I sell insurance. I already have an insurance man. I'm happy. But if you tell me you'll help me protect my loved ones and most precious assets and save me money in the process, you've piqued my interest. Does that make sense to everybody? What do? People say, I do social media. I have no idea what that means. So I tell them, no, you don't. You empower business owners to have a strong digital footprint on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram, and attract high-level clients that will convert into high-level prospects that will convert into potentially high-paying clients. Make sense? I speak at roofing conferences, general contracting conferences, financial conferences, and I'll ask people, what do you do? I'm a financial advisor. Well, I already have a financial advisor, so subconsciously I'm dismissing that person. But if they said to me, I empower people like you to retire in 10, 20, or 30 years, stress-free, and show you how to have a pot of gold at the end of the retirement rainbow, you might get my attention. Does that make sense to everybody? Now, a lot of you on this call recruit, correct? How many people on the call recruit? Okay. If you want to recruit high-level talent and people ask you what you do, you have to light a fire. You have to pique their interest, and you have to set an appointment to show them the opportunity. So I would not be saying, I sell solar. You need to craft a power presentation that talks about the multi 300, $400 billion a year industry that is essentially recession proof, where they could potentially make six figures in the next 6 to 12 months, and you train them in the process. Now, is what I just said, Jim Wooten, true?
Yes, absolutely.
Right? Wouldn't it be better to say, oh, I sell solar? Nobody cares. Nobody cares. But if you said to me, well, I empower people like you, part-time or full-time, to enter into a $300 billion recession-proof industry, to potentially make six figures in the next 6 to 12 months. And the beauty is, we train you in the process. You think you'll get their attention, yes or no? This is Matt Funk. I met Matt on a cruise while I was on vacation. If I'm cruising, Jim, guess what I'm still doing?
Selling.
I'm working, I'm selling, I'm networking. Okay, this guy's playing ping pong or shuffleboard, whatever it was. I'm in my flip-flops and bathing suit, walking around the deck with my daughter. She says, Dad, let's play some ping pong, shuffleboard, whatever. This guy's sitting there with his wife. His name is Matt Funk. I said, Matt, what do you do? He said, oh, I'm a property manager. I said, oh, cool. He said, I also do some speaking. I wrote a book. I said, Matt, that's awesome. I empower speakers and trainers like you. I coach them. I consult them. Maybe we could do some business. I get back from my trip. Matt calls me, sends me money to my PayPal account. I hop on 5 Zoom calls with him, and I help him completely rebrand his marketing message, help him with some sales scripts. And ultimately, he sends me this. This was the end result for Matt.
Hey, I got to give a shout out to my friend Charlie Cina. This is Matthew Funk here from Tampa, Florida. I met the guy on a cruise ship. Odd place to meet somebody that you end up doing business with, but you just never know where you're going to meet people. We both had the families, and they were playing ping pong. He walked up, he goes, hey, my name's Charlie Cina. What's your name? I said, Matt Funk. He goes, oh, nice to meet you, Matt. He goes, this is my daughter, and wondered if she could jump in and play some ping pong with y'all. And I'm like, hey, have it. The kids are playing. We're just kind of sitting here drinking a glass of wine. And so we get to chit-chatting back and forth, and figured out that I gave a speech in Vegas. Charlie's from Vegas, a little bit of a connection there. So you're always looking for a connection. And so it even strikes a conversation up a little bit deeper, kind of what we did. And then we got into the fact that I wrote a book, he had a book, so we exchanged books. We always carry books wherever we go, want to try to promote ourselves with that. And the one thing that I learned from Charlie after hiring Charlie, and the reason I hired Charlie is because I did not understand how to pitch myself. And Charlie really helped me develop that. And we're getting better every day. We're not 100% perfect, but man, we move forward with every new step and every new presentation. But Charlie helped me identify myself, because most property managers, in the way I used to do it, people ask, so what do you do? Well, I'm a property manager. Ooh, wow. Well, who gives a crap about being a property manager, right? We want to jazz it up, and we want to get a point across that we actually do more than just property management. So we came up with a pitch, if you will. It says, hi, my name is Matthew Funk. I market, maintain, and monetize rental investment properties. And that really comes across nice. I thank Charlie for that. I had no idea how to really put it together, but it was, it's market, maintain, monetize rental property investments. I mean, it sells itself, because then they ask, well, what is that? And you explain to them, and you move on to the next step. And the beauty of what Charlie has taught me is I can go out and give a 2-minute presentation, 5-minute presentation, 20 or an hour, even longer presentation based on some simple steps that we put together. So I really wanted to give this shout out to you, Charlie. I really appreciate your assistance, and I look forward to still continuing a long-term relationship with you. You've really helped me grow my business the last 2 months. We've added on 8 new clients, and we're just at the beginning of all this. So thank you, man, and good luck. I look forward to seeing you soon. Take care. Cheers.
Write this down. People live vicariously through the words, thoughts, and actions of other people. You have to show people social proof that you can what? Deliver, right? Because what you say, I cannot hear, because what you do, it speaks so loudly. So Matt and I are now friends, literally stay in contact. We're doing some other business. And I personally make my clients, in a lot of cases, Jim's a prime example, my friends.
Hey, I got to give a
So how do you differentiate? How do you profit? Okay. Do you want to close big deals? Well, you need to identify who your ideal client is. You need to deliver truth, authenticity, and proof of what you can deliver. And then read that last line for me, Anthony.
Become a relationship closer.
I don't want to correct you in front of your team, but that's not what it says. It says become a relationship closer.
Closer.
Okay. And obviously I'm putting him together, right? But I had this epiphany because I'm a closer. I want to close more deals. Everyone on this call should be a closer, but it's really becoming a relationship closer, right? You acquire that new client, you build that relationship, you get closer, you know their business, you know their families, you know what they like, don't like, you're getting those referrals. So that's the key, become a relationship closer. Now, what are you selling? You're selling the resolution to a problem, a way to achieve a goal that usually results in revenue, either making money or saving money. And in some instances, solar can do both. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
So write this down. When I go in to consult a client of any kind, customer of any kind, I ask them this question: what are the 3 biggest problems that you're having in your business right now that if you could overcome would put another 50K to your bottom line? What are the 3 biggest problems that you're having in your business right now that if you could overcome would put another 50K to your bottom line? Now, maybe for some of you that's a month, maybe some of you that's a week, maybe some of you that's a day. Everyone has different businesses, different teams, right? There's different amounts of volumes, different products and services. But when you go in and you say to Mrs. Smith, why solar? What are the 3 biggest reasons why you want to go solar? Okay, that's huge. That's building a relationship. That's identifying your clients' problems. Now you need to provide the solution. Now, this guy's name's David Lee Jensen. David Lee Jensen has a company called the Hiring Academy. He goes into Fortune 500, 100 companies and helps them recruit, train, and retain the right employee or team member the first time. Deals with a lot of high-level clients. He called me up. He said, Charlie, I've got this big deal. Something's missing. Thought I had it. I didn't. I said, well, David, let's hop on a couple Zoom calls. We hopped on a couple Zoom calls. I worked through what he said. I worked through his scripts. I worked through his proposals. At the end of the day, David got the deal
David Lee Jensen,
and
the
sent me
Hiring
this.
Academy. I just wanted to send you a heartfelt thanks. You picked up the phone with your family in Europe and walked me through the help I needed to close a deal. I work with a lot of high-level professionals, and in fact, this deal was with a Fortune 100 company, and for some reason I got stuck. But you're the guy who'll pick up the phone in Europe. You're the guy who'll actually take the time to evaluate what is the situation and then help me with like a 1, 2, 3 step process to simplify it and get the sale. That's exactly what I did. I got the sale, and I really thank you for your help. Charlie, Cina, you're good people.
Anthony, where was I?
Europe.
Europe. What does that tell you about me?
You're always working.
Right? Now, again, guys, this isn't about me. It's about you. I want you to get testimonials like this. So when you walk on a job and someone's on the fence, you're branding, you're positioning, you're differentiating yourself. Now, some of you might be saying, man, all you're doing, Charlie, is showing testimonials about you. It's not about me. This is the only way I can transfer the techniques to show you exactly what's possible. Does that make sense to everybody? Okay. So I call these testimonials, my clients are my $1 million messengers, right? Third-party verification, third-party authenticity is huge. So write this down. In solar, this statement is ideal for solar. We all buy ROI, we all sell ROI. Would you agree that that's what we're really selling with solar? Right? We're buying return on investment. We're buying the fact that they're going to be able to never have a power bill again. They can lock in their rate. They'll never pay the utility. They can sell solar back to the grid. It increases the equity on their house. Am I doing good so far? Okay, so that's what you're selling is ROI. Now, what's closing? The achievement of a desired outcome as a direct result of your knowledge, messaging, and building a relationship where your prospect becomes 100% certain you can help them solve their what?
Problem.
Right? Through the products and services you provide. That's it. That's a close. It's building that relationship, selling certainty, and branding, positioning, and differentiating yourself at hello. And when you brand, position, and differentiate yourself at hello, you will start to overcome objections for these people because their trust or their guard comes down, right? They open up to you emotionally. They're listening to the words that you're saying. You're helping them connect the dots. By the time you get to the end of your presentation, right? You went from building their confidence that you knew what you were doing to them being certain, and now you're a relationship closer. Make sense to everybody? This is Mickey Hernandez, 26-year-old guy. This is probably 3 years old right now, but I show this testimonial because Mickey was a young guy. He was a manager for a software company. He couldn't even get a demo. He couldn't even get somebody on the phone to walk through his product with him. So he called me up. We worked on his marketing message. We worked on his scripting. We worked on his assets. And then Mickey sent me this.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? Mickey Hernandez, sales manager for Lace Up Solutions here. And Charlie's been my consultant, my friend, my mentor for over 5 years now. Last week alone, his mentorship, his help, his advice, his skills made me $26,000 on Wednesday, our #1 day ever, period, exclamation point. Charlie, man, I want to say thank you. I love you. I hope you can help more people just like me moving forward. Thanks, buddy.
Okay, 26 grand, his biggest day ever. Again, write it down. Testimonials are king.
Hey, what's going on?
So you guys are mentors. Mentors have mentors. Bill Gates had Warren Buffett. Tony Robbins had Jim Rohn. Tiger Woods had Mark O'Mara. Should have kept him. Probably would have had a lot of less problems in his life. And Oprah Winfrey had Maya Angelou. So mentors have mentors. So let me ask you all of this. What are all of you doing as mentors to sharpen your saw on a daily basis? Are you training every day? Are you out there talking to 5 people that you don't know at your kid's ball game, at church, on an elevator, on a train, on a plane? Okay. If you talk to 5 people a day, 5 days a week, that's 25 people a week times 52 weeks in a year. That's 1,300 potential new prospects that know, Anthony, that you're in the what business? Solar business.
Solar business.
Right. Less than 1% or maybe 1% of the entire United States has solar right now. I think you all are in a pretty darn good position. It's going to get more competitive, but it's like the wild, wild west and the gold rush, and you guys are ahead of the curve. So what are all of you doing to sharpen your saw, build your skills? Because that's going to be the difference. And I got news. I understand that Powur has great product. Okay. I toured Titan. Are some of you familiar with Titan? You familiar with Titan, Anthony, the big installation company?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, toured their facility last week, right? I'm at solar conferences, roofing conferences, right? We all know what's coming. There's going to be more competition. You all need to make sure you're sharpening your saws, your axe, you're putting, bullets in the gun. And when you show up, you need to present yourself in a way that's unforgettable and position yourself as the only logical choice. Right now, why are you in Powur? Why are you doing this? Right? Why do I do what I do? Why are we all really here? Okay, this is why I'm here. I'm here for my family. The little girl there on the left, I need to change out this picture because this is probably now about 2 years old. She just turned 18, graduated high school. She's going to a college in North Carolina called High Point University and got a presidential scholarship. Couldn't be more proud of her. My son there on the right got his real estate license when he was 18 years old. He is now 20. He sold his first house. It was $750,000. He also does property management, and he's finishing up at UNLV for finance, real estate and finance. The little blonde there, and I know what some of you are thinking, Charlie, how did you do it? It's because I knew how to connect the dots and present myself in a way that was unforgettable at the first point of contact. We've been together 27 years, right? Life's not perfect, but it's perfect with her, right? We have our struggles financially, right? We raised 2 kids. We've done it all. We're all in the same game. And write this down. Your clients' thoughts, needs, wants, and desires are absolutely positively the same as yours. Okay, now I don't know if you have kids or don't have kids, but if you have kids, how many of your kids, right? You want to raise them to get educated, go to a good school, get into a good profession, right? You want to be able to provide for them as they're growing up. You want to have a nice house. You want to go on vacations, right? You want to take care of your friends, your family. So we're all in the same game. We're not different. Okay. Here's the bottom line. You got to move. You've got to use every road, opportunity, relationship, and tool to educate yourself and get to the bank. You've got to use every road, opportunity, relationship, and tool to educate yourself and get to the bank. I just got back this past weekend from a conference, took my son, we sat there for 8 hours straight, and I mentored under another guy that's a closer. I'm always out there. I'm always training. I'm always interacting. If I learn one word, one tool, read one different book that teaches me something, it could drastically increase my income. Now, here's how I met Anthony. I met Anthony at SolarCon. I created a tool for myself, and it turned into a company. I wanted to have a digital card that would help me brand position, differentiate myself. I tried all of them. I bought everything. Something was always missing. They were cumbersome. They weren't helping the clients connect the dots. I'd give them information that was just static and boring. So I wanted to create something that was developed around my sales process. And that's where I met Anthony, and Anthony became a client of One Tap Connect. What's One Tap Connect? This is One Tap Connect.
Imagine being able to brand, position, and differentiate yourself.
Stand by.
Imagine being able to brand, position, and differentiate yourself at the first point of contact to ultimately increase your customer acquisition. Well, that's what One Tap Connect is all about. Simply tap someone's phone with your One Tap Connect smart card and instantly transfer who you are, what you do, and what problems you help people solve. Your phone number, email, all of your social media like LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram will immediately be transferred to them front and center. One Tap Connect allows you to build relationships on the spot by delivering your truth, your authenticity, and proof. It allows you to connect with high-level prospects, convey your marketing message, and ultimately have a conversation that converts. You can deliver videos about your company, client testimonials, before and after shots of your products and services, as well as send links to any Yelp reviews or websites. One Tap Connect even gives you the ability to procure your prospect's cell phone number and is an incredible tool to get referrals on the spot. Let's face it, the paper business card is dead. And One Tap Connect is the last business card you'll ever need to immediately deliver your information to an iPhone or Android, and it's all with just one tap.
So Anthony, how long did it take you for us to engage in a business relationship?
About 2 minutes.
And then
I'm a cheap date.
You're a cheap date, but like you saw the value, and then you brought a bunch of other of your associates to the booth, right? And ultimately, that's how we got on this call.
Yep.
Why am I telling everybody that? Because that's business. That's building a relationship, right? You have a good product, you properly present it. If I did not present my product right at the first point of contact, I definitely wouldn't be on this call. I wouldn't have had Anthony buy One Tap Connect at the event. He would not have brought me referrals. Does that make sense to everybody? So that's what the tool is all about. So just to give you a little bird's eye view here, it's really a mini website. It's a micro site. People don't have to look for who you are and what you do. It's all right here. Your LinkedIn, your Facebook, your Instagram. Right over to the right here, I could even book an appointment with you on the spot. So if you meet somebody, and so there's clarity, you tap their phone or they take a picture of the QR code. Can all of you see that? Okay, it's immediate. And this, rather than handing a business card, allows you to make a micro presentation, right? Hey, Jim, nice to meet you. Do you have a card? No, I don't. Well, let me give you my card. Boom. Jim, this is my Powur Micro app. This has been designed to help me brand position and differentiate myself at the first point of contact. Right? We're all about truth, authenticity, and proof at Powur. How we can save you money on your utility. Right? A really simple 3-step process of installation. Whatever your presentation is, you're telling them who you are, what you do, showing all your social proof, videos on why they should go solar. Then they hit the add to contact buttons. You add them to contacts. And when they hit that connect button, they immediately send you their cell number, followed by their name and their company or their address. And now you're having a potential conversation that converts. So what I would like everybody to do, because I'm going to give everyone my 10 no's to the close, is take a picture of that QR code. Please take a picture of that QR code. And then before I give you your free gift, I'd like everyone to hit that orange connect button and connect with me. Does everyone see the orange connect button there on the right, the two people shaking hands? I'll take a look at my phone. And once you do that, you should have a picture of me pop up. If the picture doesn't pop up, just text me back the words okay, because Apple might think I'm spamming you and is going to want to make sure that you're getting a text from somebody you know. Okay, and then after, how many people see my picture popping up? Is that happening? Okay, that's your picture. That's called top of mind awareness. So at the first point of contact, as soon as you start to exchange information and they hit that connect button, and now Chris's face pops up on my screen and I just met him, subconsciously I'm saying, oh, there's Chris. Chris isn't a stranger anymore. And then I tell you to send me your name and your company, or your name and your address. And now I've just procured a lead. And then I can say, great, Chris, I'll call you next week. But rather than me call you next week, why don't we just book the appointment right now? And then I go right down there to that little button, that little book me button, which takes you right to my calendar, where you can book a free solar assessment on the spot. Okay, when I tell you this works, I never thought this would be a company called One Tap Connect. What you're looking at is something that I designed for me. And then everyone started asking me, where the heck did you get that? And again, built it around my sales process, so it works. Now this guy, his name is Jesse with Beacon. And Beacon is a billion-dollar products company in the roofing industry. He bought the product literally cold, met him at a conference. I didn't even have to ask him. He just like, dude, I need this, I'm in.
He's selling these One Tap Connect like pancakes, dude. I mean, they're going fast. And do you know why? Because they're exactly what somebody like me looks for. I'm with Beacon on the national account team. And everything I do, I try to simplify and create efficiencies in. I want one place for all my info. So if you're looking for me, you don't have to look but in one place. And so if you're looking for kind of creating a tool that creates look, my podcasts are on there, my Facebook, my LinkedIn, everything's on there. And I'm quite popular in case you've missed it. Really, man. If you don't have one, get one. This is the best tool you can put in your hands to provide your information to other people of interest. Thanks, buddy. Boom. Yeah.
So how would you use this? Mr. and Mrs. Smith are at the kitchen table. You've got them this close to signing, right? You take out your phone and you tap their phone and you say, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, I know what you're thinking right now. Is it simple? Does it work? Should you do it? Well, I can assure you, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, it works. Don't just take my word for it. And you go to your One Tap and you pull up your testimonials. Don't just take my word for it. This is what Mrs. Jones had to say. She lives just down the street, has a one-story just like you. And the whole process was painless and we saved her a ton of money. You click that button and that's a close. So there's 4 ways you can share it. You can share it. You can tap the phone, transfer the information. There's a QR code. They can take a picture of the QR code. There's ways here. There's buttons here to get referrals. Add your information to their contacts. I told you I brand position, differentiate. This is me 1 year ago. I was at a conference in New Orleans. I meet this guy. He had a jacket on. It said Jay's Roofing. It was a roofing conference. I said, are you Jay? He goes, yeah. I said, oh, that's where Jay's Roofing comes in. He chuckled. I said, do you have, we made small talk. I said, do you have a card? He said, no, I don't. he asked me, do you have a card? Well, that was music to my ears. 5-minute conversation. The man took out his credit card on Bourbon Street and purchased from me. Watch this. This is my new friend and client, Jay. We just met how long ago?
Oh, yesterday at the foot shop, 2 days ago at the foot shop.
That was just a hello, right? You
Yeah,
just said, hey,
yeah,
nice
yeah.
to meet you. Now we ran into each other again.
Uh-huh.
So how long have we been sitting here talking? 3 minutes, 4 minutes?
Not long.
I said, do you have a card? He didn't have a card on him, did you?
No, he's not.
So we can't do business because he didn't have a card on him at all. I tapped his phone. I'm going to teach him how to brand position and differentiate himself immediately at the first point of contact so he could dominate his space. And now what are you going to give me?
Payment.
He's going to buy a card. So there's organic opportunities out there every single day. Thank you for your business, and we won't let you down.
If it helps me, I'm sure it's gonna help me a lot more than $300, duh.
Anthony,
Yes, sir.
do you think I'm making this up?
No.
Of course not. So One Tap Connect, we custom brand your mini site to you, right? We make sure that we position your email, your text, your all your social media links, the whole 9 yards. Everything's in there. And today, what I'm doing, in addition, if you get a One Tap Connect, is I'm giving you access to my Expose and Close webinar. I'm giving you access to my prospecting scripts. And I'm going to give everyone a downloadable copy of my book, Expose and Close. In addition to, as I told you, that's $499 value, by the way. In addition to, I'm giving everyone 30 days to my virtual interactive training course. I told all of you, I help speakers, trainers, and subject matter experts create online training. So I'm going to give you my online training course for 30 days. There's 31 plus interactive training modules. I've got a course on there called Dress to Impress. I've got some of my webinars. I'm going to include 30-day access for that as well. As the guy just told you, Jay, it'll be worth a lot more than 300 bucks. It's $299 once. We private label your system. You pick out which tap card that you want. These are just transfer mechanisms to transfer your information to somebody's phone. You get your custom QR code that you can then put on all your marketing materials, right? Flyers, you can put them on a t-shirt, ball cap, website, whatever you want, and up would pop your mini site. But we have a One Tap Connect card, we have a VIP card, and we have the American flag. So we would program, chip, and send you a smart card, private label your microsite. $299 includes your first year of service, and then it's $99 a year thereafter. So at this point, Anthony, I'm wrapped up. If anyone has any questions, I know we're a little bit over. Excuse the delay, but if anyone has any questions, and there's still 23 people on the call, so that always lets me know that I did my job right. I think we started with 26. So it was a pleasure speaking with everyone. And if anybody has questions, I'm happy to answer them.
So I will say this, I've been in constant contact with his support team, adding videos or pictures or whatever to my site. And yeah, they're very responsive. I think when we initially signed up, I sent you a bunch of pictures to upload it. And you're like, hey, send it to support, give it about 2-3 days. That morning at about 6 a.m., everything was updated. So he under promised and over delivered on that. But yeah, so his team's very, very good. And I love the product. I have the little wristband thing as well. I could tap this on someone's phone and my information will pop up. I posted my One Tap in the chat. Dana has this. Danny Pesci has this. He was with us about a month ago. Wally has this. He was with us a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, that's Wally's tool to create ambassadors. And if you look at my link, we have the join link in there and the ambassador link in there. And so Charlie already kind of know, and I copy and paste, or Charlie essentially copy and pasted that from Wally's setup. So he already kind of knows how to utilize the Powur links and stuff to your guys' advantage. So definitely something I recommend to anyone that is trying to really expand your business and everything.
Yeah, and I probably should have done this. I just got back. Literally, I had 3 conferences in a matter of 6 days. I should have pulled this up, but for those of you that haven't seen it, I don't know if you could see that. There's Wally's that I did for Wally. Now, I met Wally at a Powur weekend, right? A buddy of mine, Jay, invited me to present really quickly there. Met Wally before I could get done. Wally, was in the back of the room going, "Yeah, I'll take it. I want it." And I built a good relationship with Wally. He's a great guy. And in addition to, I've also done one for his wife. And I didn't even ask Wally for this. I should have really put this in the presentation, full transparency, right? Because you're all Powur people. But Wally actually sent me this several months ago. Now I can't, it's too low, but he sent me a video testimonial and said, "See this big smile on my face." He said, where were you six years ago? At any rate, anybody have any questions I can answer for them? I guess I can look in the chat here. Let's see what we got.
So looks like Tracy's asking if she could have multiple cards.
Yeah, Tracy. So when you say multiple cards, if you wanted to give a card to your significant other to promote your microsite, your mom, your dad, your aunt, your uncle, or whatever, the answer is yes. You can purchase additional cards.
Okay, thank you.
Does anybody else have any questions? Nobody? All right. Anything else you want me to cover, Anthony, before we go?
How would you, because you kind of stumped me because I was thinking it all throughout the presentation, but he asked me what I did and I was trying to cultivate. I don't do solar, but what's a quick 5 seconds that you would?
Yeah, I mean, at
say in regards to
the
solar?
end of the day, we're 15. We're going on 7:15 here, and I know it's getting tight.
Yeah.
We can hop on a call, but at the end of the day, what I would invite everybody to do, right? And this is the process that I take people through. What I would invite you to do is, again, what problems do you help people solve?
Right.
And then put something together that makes sense on what problems you'll help people solve.
Okay.
All right. But I want to thank everybody for hopping on. If you'd like to get One Tap Connect, we certainly love to have you as a client. And Anthony, I want to thank you for trusting me to present to all your mentors tonight. I appreciate the relationship.
Yes,
and
sir.
look forward to continuing it long term.
Yes, sir. Appreciate
All right,
it, Charlie. Thank you for coming on.
My pleasure. Everybody have a good night. Thank you.